Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Elevate Your Life podcast. We are doing episode 133 today, and the notes are at elevateyourlife.com. Those are the notes for all of our podcasts. And Cheryl, this is the first podcast of 2023.
Oh my gosh, it is so exciting. And let me tell you, I love the word elevate, right? I mean, just think about that word, Paul. That's our word.
It is our
Elevate
word.
I mean, look at our backdrop there. It's elevate your life.
We're pretty committed to this theme here, in case that people didn't pick up on that quite yet. We did 132 podcasts already talking about different ways to elevate your life. And we're going to continue this mission all year and for the rest of our lives. I mean, this is who we are. And we're trying to slowly but surely wire your brain so that we believe this is the concept you should adapt into your soul. Every cell in your body should be thinking, elevate your life. I got to get better. I got to get better. I'm not obsessed with perfection. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about getting a little better. It's that 1% elevation today that is going to change your life this year. And the focus of the question is, what can I do today to elevate my life? What could I do to elevate my marriage, my business, and your brain will come up with thousands of reasons, thousands of ways to do that. So yeah. It's having that mindset so great. But we're going to talk today about, other people who have picked different words of the year and how we're going to make our case why we believe it should be elevate. If you haven't decided your word of the year yet.
Well, and what did we do, Paul? I mean, what did we do? We started out the year with the Elevate Goal Setting Workshop. I mean, we just jumped right into it. I thought it was fantastic. It was so much fun. I'm so glad. It's so funny because we're like, how long will that be? Oh yeah, an hour and a half. Okay, well, it turned out to be 4 hours of the absolute best workshop that I've ever been to. And I'm so glad that we recorded that and that it's available for other people to go ahead and jump in and get their elevated goals set for the new year.
Yeah, people kept on messaging us and asking, well, how long is this going to be? Because I know it starts at 5 o'clock. And I'm like, well, we're developing this new thing in 2023. And we're changing Pacific Standard Time to mean Paul and Cheryl time. It's still PST, but the meaning of it changed because we can make whatever meaning we want, right? So we're going to say as long as it takes. So yeah, it took 4 hours. But I'm telling you, when you watch this course, we actually turn into a course now. It's free to take. You go to elevateyourgoals.com. So not elevate your life, although you could go there and there's a link there to it. But elevateyourgoals.com will take you right to the course. You just register. We broke it down into 14 videos. And so you can take bite-sized chunks. And, if you did come, you can review certain sections because you're going to want to go back once you watch it once and go back to each section. And because you really need to master this. And this is not something that should be taken lightly. I mean, I really believe that your 2023 you're going to either make it or break it by how much time and effort you put into this workshop.
Yeah. And let me just tell you this, you guys, it is different. Let me just say that. If you have, like myself, tried to set goals and then gotten just fed up with not being able to accomplish them or quitting and feeling bad about yourself, then beating yourself up for 6 months, all of that is gone. Now, as you do this workshop, of course, yes, you're going to have to put in the work. You're going to have to make the decision to do it. It is different. And let me tell you this, it does work. So I'm urging you to get over there to elevateyourgoals.com and check it out. It's not going to hurt just to check it out anyway, right?
Yeah.
But check it out and join us in setting our goals and the whole community that we have doing it with us. I think it's a huge step up from anything I've ever done, Paul.
Yeah, and when we were making the course, we had to go do some research and look at a whole bunch of studies out there about New Year's resolutions, and I was horrified with the numbers. We share those numbers in the course, but one of the numbers is that 83%, to your point, Cheryl, 83% of the population doesn't even do it anymore because they're so frustrated with themselves from never achieving one of their New Year's resolutions for the past 40 years. So why am I going to set one this year? That's stupid.
Yeah, why do it? Why do it?
We teach you why 96% fail, and how to fix it so that you become part of that 4% that is successful at achieving these. And it, like you said, Cheryl, this is like nothing you ever heard before, because there's certain things you need to get in order for your, and we know it's 20% strategy, 80% mindset. So the whole thing's about mindset, and the mindset you have to take into this in order to achieve these goals. But another thing, Cheryl, that as we mentioned in the beginning of this podcast, that people do at the beginning of the year is not just set goals and New Year's resolutions, but they want to come up with the word of the year. What's my word of the year going to be? So we're scrolling through social media, and I was blown away by all these different people that, hey, my word of the year is this. My word of the year is that. And I'm like, because of the focus we have now and the mindset we have, the elevate mindset, elevate your life mindset, you can see how these other words, all great words, but shouldn't be the word. As a matter of fact, your word should never change, because this should be your life. Every moment of your life is elevate. How can I get better right now? What can I do to make my life better and the lives of other people? So yeah, Cheryl, our word of the year is elevate your life. It's a phrase. If you want to break it down, it's elevate. That's what we think about. Let's go through some of the words that we saw on social media and kind of explain to people why maybe the word they picked it's good, but it's not great.
Yeah, and I think that people are doing this because they want a better life, right? They want to be better than they were last year. They want hope. Hope was one of the words that we saw, right? Yeah. They want to focus a little bit more.
Now, what's the best way to get hope?
Well, the best way to get hope is to elevate your life.
Is to take a goal setting course, elevate your goals, and we teach you in there that what gives you hope is having a compelling future, writing the story of the future, as opposed to focusing on your present and past story, which is what everyone else is focused on right now.
Yeah. And my favorite thing, Paul, is that when you elevate your life, it's all areas of your life, first of all, and it's also just 1% a day. That's what I love about it, because it's not overwhelming. Me as a mom, like, oh my gosh, I've got to elevate my life. Well, how long is that going to take me? Because I have about 1 second every day to be elevated. Okay. I mean, that's the way that someone could look at it, but no, that's not it. It's just a little bit better, 1% better today than you were yesterday. And that, to me, I mean, like, it took all of this pressure off me. I'm like, oh, thank goodness.
So let's give people a great example. This is something I love about you, Cheryl, and how you were able to change your mindset about things. So Cheryl has 2 wonderful children, as everyone knows, and has to do an insane amount of driving to take him from place to place, which could be looked at as, or the meaning we could give to that is it's a burden. Oh my gosh, I got to do that again. But Cheryl's like, well, she asked a better question, like, well, how can I elevate my life? How can I make this time better? So now it's a time where she's really connecting. I mean, she won't even talk to me anymore in a car. She's connecting with her children, and has quality time with them that most parents don't even come close to. You know, you're having meaningful conversations with Justice, meaningful conversation with Angelica, and that's building a bond that's elevating that relationship with them, which I don't know if there's anything more important than that.
No, that is super important. And another thing too that I do a lot in the car is I do business, right? I talk on the phone. And
personal growth too.
Personal growth in the car. So my kids are getting that same thing. They're getting the business experience. They're getting the personal growth. I drive.
So are you saying you're elevating your life and their life at the same time?
Well, yeah. And listen, I just kind of sneak it in there, right?
Sure. Sure. That's so awesome. I mean, what an incredible shift of meaning in that. Instead of meaning that it's a burden, it means that I'm elevating my relationship. So we talk a lot about meaning in the goal setting course. So again, we really encourage you to take that. But another word people use, Cheryl, for their word of the year is focus. So we just want to teach you how your brain works. So I'm gonna focus this year. First thing your brain's gonna say, focus on what? And of course, the answer is elevate your life. You should be focusing on, you're going to focus on watching this Netflix series, or go focus on clean the garage. No, you're going to focus on elevating your life. So it always comes back to elevate your life. Same thing with relentless. I want to be relentless this year. Relentless with what? Relentless with watching TV. No, I'm going to be relentless with elevating my life. That's what I'm going
And
to be.
that could mean getting to the weight that you want to get to.
Sure.
That could mean, the thing about elevate your life that I love is it could mean anything. It's anything that helps you get
Anything
1%
good, anything that's
better.
productive.
I just said that helps you get
Yeah.
1% better.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Right. And so, and I want to make sure that you guys really understand that it's 1% better. It's not 10% better today than yesterday. It's 1%. Because at the end of a year, that 1% turns into a whole heck of a lot and a whole new you, right? A whole new
Right.
you. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Absolutely. And, consistency was a word people used.
Mm.
Now, again, your brain's going to ask, consistent about what?
So do we. Yeah. Well, we use consistency all the time and we know how
Absolutely,
important it is.
because we want to elevate our life. We know we got to be consistent. So yes, consistent is a great, great word, but it can't be the word of the year because it still goes back to elevate your life.
All right. We talk about intentional. We talk about intentional too. You better be intentional.
Yeah.
You have
or deliberate.
To be intentional.
Yeah. Same thing.
Right? Yeah. But it's intentional and deliberate about elevating your life.
Yeah.
So again, it goes back to it. They all lead back to that, Paul.
Yeah. I think so. I hope everyone can see our mind shift change because listen, Cheryl, your word of the year for a lot of years was action. I mean, I looked at Cheryl as Mrs. Action. Let's just take action. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And that's how she became so successful. She's action, action, action. But now we look at the word action and we laugh because action on what? I mean, it's the most vague word ever.
Right.
Now, when you put in elevate your life, it changes the meaning of action, but it's the one way to elevate your life is to take massive determined action. But it all starts with elevate your life. That has to be the main thought first.
Well, and the thing I think is interesting is you need both words, right? You need elevate your life. Well, elevate your life how? Well, I'm going to tell you how I'm going to elevate my life. I've got 8 different ways or 8 different sections of my life that I'm going to elevate this year. And we've already talked about that on other podcasts and stuff. So you know what it is to elevate your life. But I'm going to tell you, I love to add relentless. I'm going to relentlessly elevate my life, right? So I love to add those words in there. And I think that really does help. But like you said, Paul, it all either comes down to or actually starts with elevating your life.
Yeah. People think this is just our background, but it's really our wallpaper on our house.
Yeah. Oh, that
we're going to, cool. the Cheryl and I were talking about this. We're going to really we've been branding Elevate Your Life for years now, but we're going to have merchandise coming out and, like pillows and blankets and pens and everything's going to say elevate your life on. So you become just accustomed to seeing this all the time and being reminded that this is my life word. My life's phrase is I'm focusing every moment on elevating. How can I make my life better at this moment? How can I turn as whatever you're doing? It doesn't matter, but there's a way to turn it into a way to elevate your life at this moment. And the reason for that, Cheryl, is that reason why we picked elevate is because elevate to your subconscious mind, to your central nervous system means progress. It means things are getting better. And the ultimate thing we all want, Cheryl, is happiness. I mean, that's what we want. We all want the same thing. At the end of the day, it's happiness. The only thing that's going to get you happiness, though, true happiness, is the progress.
As long as you're progressing. You cannot be happy unless you are progressing. And a lot of people think, well, I won't progress, but I'll just stay where I am. No, you're either progressing or you're falling back. You are never staying in one place. And I'll never forget the first time I heard that. I was like, what? No, I can just stay in one place. I don't have to move at all. No, that's not true. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards.
Yeah.
So you have to progress.
Yeah. And then on the flip side of that, for people like me and Cheryl, who are these type A type of people, this really helped me a lot because I should say the past, I've always been kind of frustrated because things aren't happening fast enough. Like I'm not there yet, whatever there is with my goals. But I've learned, and again, wiring my brain to see, but wait a second, Paul, you've made massive progress. So you should be happy. That's the feeling you should have right now, not frustration. You got to trust the process, Paul. And I think that's going to be, if we had another saying that we could come up with a year, it's trust the process, because everyone wants it now, but it's the 1% every day. It's the process of doing that that is going to eventually get you to your goals and help you meet your needs in life.
Well, not only that, but you have to be happy along the way, right? It's your journey. It's happiness along the journey. And I think
Absolutely.
that's why
That's the
we
key.
talk so much about being grateful.
Yeah.
Because if you are grateful every single day and you're conscientious of what you're grateful for and writing it down, conscious of that, then that's where you are grateful and happy along the way. Instead of
well,
just,
when
when
you're
I get there, I'll be happy. When I get there, I'll be happy.
right. But one of the great things is write down in your gratitude journal every day. If you're stuck trying to think of something, write down what you're grateful for that you made progress in. I'm so glad that I made this progress with this or that or that. It's not that you got there yet. It's that we're making progress. So be grateful for the progress. You'll be happy now. And again, happiness is, there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. So we got to get to happy first. And that's what Elevate is. But Cheryl, what's one of the ways that we can get this concept of Elevate Your Life into our central nervous system and into our subconscious mind?
Right. I mean, that's what it is. You've got to get it in there, and you've got to be thinking of something, which there's an incantation that we say every single day, and that helps us remember. And that is, my life is getting better and better every day in every way. And it's not just saying it, but it's all about the emotion that you have and that you use as you are saying it.
Yeah. So I'll literally, when I wake up in the morning and it's 5 o'clock and everyone's sleeping, I have to close my office door, but I literally come out and say out loud to myself, there's nobody, my dog and cat are here, but that's it. That my life is getting better and better every day in every way. My life is getting better and better every day in every way. My life is getting better and better every day in every way. Now, it may seem kind of funny doing that in the beginning, but I promise you, you do that for 5-6 days in a row, and you will see your life elevating. You'll see things improving in your life because you're now conditioning your central nervous system, body, and subconscious mind to be focused and moving in that direction.
Yeah, I love that. So we do something in the morning, which we just told you, that incantation in the morning. And then before we fall asleep every single night, we say, my life is better today than yesterday, but not as good as it will be tomorrow. And I love that, Paul.
That is so great. So what is that saying to our subconscious mind? My life's getting better and better. Well, that means I'm making progress, right? Progress equals happiness. So we're elevating. But it also, at the end, I love what you said, Cheryl, but not as good as it will be tomorrow. So we're going to talk about, we're going to have a whole podcast on depression, but it's having that compelling future. That's the key. That thought in your mind that as good as today was, tomorrow's going to be even better. You cannot be depressed with that mindset.
Yeah, it's that simple. It's hope. And that's what it has to be. A compelling future is hope.
A hope for a better tomorrow. That's it.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
So Cheryl, we like to end every podcast with a +1. So our +1 is make Elevate your theme for every day and every year.
And as you do that, you will move from fine to fabulous.